I lived with my ex-husband married for 25 years. We have 4 kids, 4 sons, and he was very abusive. So he tried to burn down the house because he thought I was in the bedroom. So I had left earlier, and then my oldest son took my kids out of the house. So he was upstairs tearing up the bedroom and stuff, and so he thought I was in the restroom because I was, but I snuck out and I left, and then so he burned down the house. So my son, his girlfriend lived a block away, and he called me. "You all right, Mom?" I said, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm over here at so and so's house." And then I go, go check the house because your dad said he's going to burn all my shit." And he said, "Okay." So his girlfriend's mom actually said, "Hey, there's smoke coming up, kind of where your house is." And my son ran over there, and then he called me, "Mom, the house is on fire. The house is on fire." I said, "Oh shit, your dad wasn't bullshit." So I came, and the house was on fire, and I had my 2 dogs in there. I was all, the fireman said, "You can't go in." I said, "I need my dogs. I can't have my dogs in there." And my dogs, fire alarm or whatever went off. I know they went straight to the closet. And he said, "Where are they?" I said, "They're in the closet." Got my dogs and stuff. So I had to my husband had great insurance. He worked for an attorney, so he had a great job. And so house we lived in Huntington Park. It's a 2-story house, gorgeous. I loved it. And then so the insurance company had to, wait for the cops to do everything because thank God my name was on the house, or else I wouldn't have got shit. So they had to see that, there was a trail of domestic violence and stuff since, man, I'd known that man since I was 12 years old, back in 1986, I think. And we went to junior high together, and then he became my friend. So it's a pretty scary story. He was my friend all the way through junior high and then high school, my best friend, because I don't know why females just didn't get along with me. They're slimy, grimy, and trashy, and just haters and stuff because I always talked to guys because I got along with them. Of course, they tried to hit on me or whatever, and then I was like, "Hey, I didn't like that." So we became cool. So they said, "Oh, she's cool, she's cool." So I always had male friends. So he became my friend, and close, always had my back. And every time I try to get a boyfriend, "Oh, this guy likes me. What do you think about him?" "He's just trying to get in your pants. He's just trying to get in your pants. Fuck him." So it was funny. So I never had a boyfriend because my best friend didn't let me have a boyfriend. And one time I was 17 years old. I had problems with my mom all the time. So she kicked me out that night. So I ended up going to his house because his mom, she's cool and stuff. She knew we were best friends. And I used to hook him up with girls too. So he wasn't my type. I wasn't his type, whatever. We got drunk one night and boom, it happened. Woke up and I was like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, hey, we're still friends. Ain't nothing. This is nothing. Don't even think about it. I said, "Fuck that. I'm not even thinking about that." I kept getting sick. And I told his mom, I don't feel good. And I was sick one day really bad. And so she took me to the hospital. Went and they said, "We're going to take a pregnancy test." I said, "I'm not taking a pregnancy test. I don't have sex." And so he said, "I'm just going to take it." So he took the pregnancy test and he said, "You're pregnant." I was like, "Oh, hell no. Hell no." So I told him, he's like, "F that. Oh, no, that ain't my baby." And I was like, "Motherfucker, you know I would have sex with me. You're my friend. You knew me, all me." So I ended up getting pregnant, and his parents had money. He had money, and his parents said, "You got to marry this girl. Boo, boo, boo. We want this kid." He was the oldest, and we want our grandbaby in our lives. So he said, "We got to get married because you can't live here because they're not married because they're Mexican." And so they're old school. So end up getting married. That night, got married. A couple weeks later, old school wedding and everything. Got drunk. We went to the motel. We went to the hotel that his parents got us, and he took off. I didn't care what he did, whatever. But to me, I think that's what made him angry, and it would make him like be angry at me for everything that happened, like blame me for everything. And I think because his parents made him marry me, just have their grandson in their life and stuff. So very, very abusive. And I stood there, because I had nowhere to go. I couldn't go back to my house. My mother, she's off the chain. I lived with my mother off and on for, I don't know, like 3 times in my life since I was born. I lived with her 3 times. And she just picks up and leaves, So stood there and put up with the bullshit. And then got drunk one day. He got drunk. Boom. 10 years later, I popped out another kid. And I was like, "God dang, I don't want to have this kid." And "Doctor, can you put me on birth control?" I actually tried to get an abortion. I actually tried to get it because I was using bad. I was using alcohol. And so I said, "I can't have this kid. I don't need to be connected to this guy because he's cuckoo." Because we used to get loaded together. I started getting loaded alcohol probably when I was 9. Beer here and there. And that's crazy because I would see my stepdad drink. And I said, okay, I'm gonna test it. It tastes nasty. But then after I took a couple of big gulps, I liked how I felt. I didn't have to process anything. I didn't have to feel the emotion that I had, like going to school when I was a kid, especially in a white neighborhood and stuff. And because my father was a postman, a mailman. He worked for the post office. And I was born in Pueblo, Colorado, where he met my mom. She was pregnant with me. And I didn't know that until 20 years later, probably. And so we moved into Colorado Springs. Stratmore Valley was the name of the neighborhood we lived in. I went to school in Stratmore Hills Elementary. And I just felt so much I went against so much racism because everybody was white. And, and I always felt bad because I felt my butt's too big, my nose is too wide, and so short. And so it was crazy because I'd go to school and I'd be sitting in the classroom and all the new students would be coming in. And I went to that school, the kindergarten to sixth grade. And after my mom had left when I was 8, and I went back to school, she never talked to me, never hugged me, never touched me. She'd comb my hair. The only contact I got with her when she was in the head with the brush. And so when she had left when I was 8, and it got worse at school because I didn't have a mother. And so, Mother's Day, you make Mother's Day necklaces and stuff. And I just, what could I do? Like, make it, and I would just throw it away when on my way coming home.